getting ready to leave on my first solo backpacking trip. All right, we're at the park. It is about 3:25, and I'm off on my first solo adventure. A guy and his buddy, there's kid, maybe his brother, he offered to take a picture of me. That was pretty cool. I think we're gonna have some great weather. I'm gonna follow these orange blazes until we get to the intersection of Y, and then we're gonna take a little connector trail, and we're heading to, if you're looking at a map, it would be the letter P, and then we'll find the campsite trail there, and we'll make camp for the evening. Should have about 5.5 miles, so we'll have a good time. Here we go. Here's some signs already. Backpacking trail 2.B, Old Hollows Trail. So I'm gonna whip the map out real quick. I'll get it on the ground here and then we'll take a look at it. So we're right here, and we're gonna go towards B on the trail. But when we get here to Y, we're gonna take this offshoot, this little mile-long offshoot to K. So we're right here now. The sign said 2B. This sign right here, Backpackers Trail 2.B. So keep an eye out for letter Y, because that's our junction. All right, I promise I'm not going to talk to the camera too much, but I did bring tick spray or insect spray. Let me see if I can zoom out. Hold on, I want to start this. Okay, so evidently you can't zoom out when you're in selfie mode. So, but I did bring tick spray, insect spray. I've heard the ticks are pretty bad down here. I'm not a big fan. I'm not afraid of them, but as I've mentioned, the weather should be great. High 50s, low 60s tonight, so I didn't bring any clothes. That's a lie. I brought a long sleeve shirt and a change of socks. On this excursion, I'm wearing my Nike Wild Horses. They're the new ones, I believe the 7s. On my last hike, I wore my Hoka Moffetts. So we'll see. The Moffetts were definitely nice and grippy. I don't expect to have the same amount of rocks here. So I think the Wild Horses will be just fine. So all right, so that came up from the parking lot. We are now at the intersection of Y. So B will be where we come from tomorrow. Why? Because this is the way we're going. Pretty neat little shelf here. Goes down into a little ravine. This is in the Hocking Hills area, so a lot of it looks similar. So far the trail's been pretty nice. I'd say it's well marked. I haven't felt like I had gone a long stretch without seeing a blaze or anything. It is hot out. I am sweating to beat the band. It's about 85 degrees. We just had this nice warm sort of dry stretch. It's a little humid, but dry in the sense no rain here in Ohio for the last week. That's really what pushed me to get out here. I wanted to get a solo in. I wanted to do it this year, 2021. I wanted to do it in 2020, but things got crazy and, couldn't get out, couldn't get down here. But it's okay. It's worked out, and we're here. So far, so good. Like I said, the trail's nice. And quite honestly, it's quite quiet for as many cars. The lake at Lake Hope State Park, which shares a boundary with Zaleski State Forest, packed. I drove down to the, I tried to find the parking spot I wanted to go to, but I couldn't find it. The only signs I could find were over at the Hope Iron Furnace, which I'll get some pictures on tomorrow. It's pretty cool, but not why we came here. So, still heading to camp. Nice ravine. This is much more shaded, and you can see there's a lot more leaf cover. Not as many leaf seedlings. A lot more brown, a lot less green. This is, I guess, like northeast side of a hill. As you can see, because the sun is over there, it's heading towards the west. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. So, shadows are getting long, but we'll have light for another 4 hours, depending on how deep into the woods we get and how much canopy's overhead. So I'm not concerned about that. I'll get to camp in plenty of time. I'm hoping it's not jam-packed. I don't know what it gets like down here. I've never been here, so we'll see. We'll get set up, and then I think we'll go out and maybe do a little unweighted exploration. Huh? All right, we came up there. This appears to be one of the higher spots around. All right, so M is right here, and we're going to this camp here. So we don't have too much further to go. N will be just around the corner, and that'll be the end of our 2.5. And then we'll have approximately a mile and a quarter. All right, let's get going. Free maps. Can't beat it. Nice long trail here. We're in between M and N, kind of on a ridge. A lot of this has been on a ridge. Word to the wise, it is a muddy trail. We haven't had a lot of rain, and even high on the trail, there's sections that are mud. You know, that kind of mud that stinks because it's always mud, and anything that falls in it kind of dies, so it just has a little bit of a stench to it. Yeah, that's the kind of mud I'm talking about. Kind of mud where the park system puts culvert in, and the water runs across the trail instead of going through the culvert, you know. So, just your feet are probably going to be damp. So if it's cold, prepare for wet feet and ice probably. If it's warm, yeah, you know, today's warm. My feet can get wet. I got good socks on, and I have my trail runners on, so they'll dry out pretty quickly. So. All right, and as I suspected, well, not suspected, you know, I mean, I have a map, and it told me such. We are now arriving at the junction to get over to the Camp 3. Got a little river to cross here, a little stream. And we are at N. And we are going to backpack camp 3. So it can't be more than at the most a half mile away. So let's head on up to camp, see what it has to offer, see if how many sites are available, if any, or see if it's free. Some of the trees still bear the scars from the fire. They're blackened, scattered throughout the woods here. Anytime I go somewhere, I think the hills are worse than the hills that I've done before. It's killing me. Granted, it's probably 15 degrees warmer right now than it was when I was in Virginia. And I haven't done any additional conditioning. I just been walking or doing some hiking with my wife. But anyways, we're going through, getting up towards the top of a hill, and the sun can now beat in on us, and it is relentless. Chronicles of Riddick. I need some aviator goggles. I keep my eyes from melting out of my face. As you can see, I got plenty of water. I have a problem with saving it though. I have plenty of it, but it's because I haven't been drinking it. All right, you're killing my arm. I'll put you down. Well, I must be stinking pretty good. I got flies all around me. I'm sweating like crazy and hard to breathe. Just kidding. I'm gonna show you guys all where I'm at on the map. Okay, so we are at letter 0. So a little less than halfway to the parking lot and campsite. 0. It's kind of nice here. Up on a ridge, there's a breeze, so I'm welcoming that. That feels really great. Regenerative. Oh yeah. This is why we come out here. This is what makes us human. This makes me so emotional. It's awesome. It's beautiful. Alright, it's about 20:07 and I'm getting ready to cook some dinner because this stuff takes 20 minutes at least to cook, so we're gonna get some water boiling here. And we're having some Backpacker's Pantry beef shepherd's pie. I'm hoping it has some sodium in it because I didn't pack anything with salt like an idiot. And I'm gonna fortunately it's a short hike. I got maybe, I think 7 miles tomorrow. Yeah, 1,270 milligrams of sodium. I should be fine. All right, I'm gonna get this water boiling. Let's see if my little thingy starts in here. That looks pretty good in there. Get some olive oil that comes with it. Just supposed to dump it in. And the water's boiling. So, heat turned off here. And we're going to dump that in. We're going to stir it. I hope that it doesn't fall over. It smells good. Shepherd's pie. Let's see how it turns out. It'll take a few minutes, 15 to 20 it says. Let's stir it up and reseal it. I can guarantee you it's not as good as what my wife makes. But anything rarely is. Mainly because I'm the luckiest man in the world. But anyways, we'll come back to this. So I'm just kind of wandering off from camp here looking for some windfall to use. I may have a fire, I may not. It's warm out. Fire's probably not necessary, but like I said, I am kind of at the back of the camping areas. No one else can be beyond me, and it might be nice just to have a fire. So just walk further away. There'll be down stuff down here. People generally only go so far, and since I have time, see, like this is pretty. Yeah, it's not bad. It's been down for a couple years though. Anyways, I'm gonna keep looking. Oh, I do want to say, campground is full. Campground is full. There you go. Here we go. Yeah, there's all these ants in them. I hate taking anti-wood. That's their home. I don't need it to burn that bad. Alright, maybe I'm getting too far out. Yeah. Let's grab some more sticks on the way back. I don't have nothing major. But, oh, yeah, anyways. Yeah, it is packed. When I first got here, I almost gave in. And just, there was people right up at the front, packed in. All the sites were being used. And I asked a couple guys that had a site already set up. I'm like, hey, do you guys care if I use this area right here? And they're like, no, go for it anywhere, you know. They're more than happy to have me be on their little plot. But after looking at it, I thought I saw some markings for maybe another trail down there, and I just didn't feel comfortable with it. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to investigate and see if this goes back further. And I'm fortunate that I pushed myself through the uncomfortable situation of walking through some other folks' camps, because I ended up finding what I might end up getting to myself. Wouldn't mind sharing it, but it's all the way at the back, and there's a group of guys, I don't know, 25 yards away in tents. But food will be ready here shortly, and then we'll start working on getting a small fire going. You can see my food sitting right there, ready to eat. Got me a Coca-Cola. Little fire preparation. Not gonna have a big one, but just something to put some light as the sun goes down before we crawl into bed. Now it's time to eat. See how this looks. It's been 25 minutes. All right, let's hold on a second. There you go. It's kind of a soup. They called for a cup and a half. I put a cup in, a little over a cup. Let's try it here. Let's try it. Don't mind the boogies in my nose, sorry. That is good. I can taste the beef. It's hot. Oh, that's good. It's good. You know what? It tastes like shepherd's pie. So, hold on a second, people. Look that way. I know it's gross, but I'm sure all you can stare at is my booger. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and eat my meal here. And we'll check back in when I get a fire going. I don't normally sweat when I eat, but when it's 80-some degrees outside and you cook over a fire and then you keep the little pouch of food sitting on your lap while you eat it, I guess you just have to deal with, sorry, that's gross, just have to deal with it being kind of warm. So I had a couple folks walk down here and ask me how I got such a sweet site. And to be honest with you, I got a sweet site because I was willing to walk through probably 18 other sites or groups of people just scattered all through this camping area, hoping to find something that would fit my needs. And lo and behold, all the way at the very end, as I had shown you at the other point, there's an open site with a fire pit, and I can put my hammock. It's there, and my fire pit's there. I've got a full belly now. It's about probably 7:30. Sun will be going down here in an hour or so. Oh yeah, another thing. I brought my yar sack for food protection, and This little toad can't get in it, Mr. Toad. You better watch out, Mr. Toad. You better watch out. Look at him. Look at him skirt. Anyways, I'll stop harassing the toad. I've never used this. Well, I have, but we use it in Smokies on their cabling system. So, but I'm going to tie it off to a tree this evening. The ODNR site does not say anything about bear bags or canisters. So probably raccoons, things of that nature would be more of any type of trouble. So I'm going to take it down the path a little ways and tie it off. I guess we can do that now. Okay, so I got a figure 8 knot tied around this, so if you pull this side it gets tight. If something, if critter or bear would pull this side, it would get tight. There's also 2 pretty staunch overhand knots right in there, so nothing's going to take this off the tree tonight. I feel safe, and it's so much easier. It took me the time it took to tie 3 knots as opposed to trying to get something up in the tree. Very much suspect that the guys next to me just are keeping their food in their tents. So I'm doing this more just to get some practice hanging it, get used to it. So I took it off the trail a little ways, and we'll see how it works out. It's starting to cool down a little bit, and that's a great thing. And so we'll get the fire going here and see how the evening turns out. All right, I think we've got a fire established. I can't sit back here for too long because it's still going to need tended to, but all right, I got a fire. It's burning decent. I'll get it going and then I'll check back in. Good morning, everybody. Now it's about 57. Oh, I slept well. It's about 6 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get up. I'm whispering because there's campers all around. Oh, close. I shouldn't say all around, but they're close. I don't want to wake anybody up if I don't have to. Although I am going to get up and get my coffee going, get my oatmeal going. It was a lovely night. All right, let's get out of here. All right, let's go see if our bear bag's still there. I see it still hanging there, undisturbed. As expected. Didn't think anything would mess with it out here. sun's just breaking over the tree line here. It's about 6:40 a.m. I'm going to finish my coffee. Then we're going to go on the 6-mile-ish trip back to the car. It was an awesome stay here tonight. One last look at the campsite. It's all cleaned up. Everything's gone. We're packed up, other than my snacks and my canteen, and we're ready to head out. It was a great adventure. This here's the water. It's pretty nice. It's drinking water. It's potable. Just push down on this lever. I'm not going to waste it because it's a cistern. They fill up here. Take a look. So there's probably a big tank up here. And right there, you can see the lid where they pour the water in. It's pretty nice. But again, this is where we stayed last night, Camp 3. And we're going to be heading out on the West Loop. So it feels good to be on the trail, nice and early. The wildlife is awake, and I'm hoping, because it's just me and I'm quiet, I might get to see some wildlife. Maybe a deer, or some bunnies, something. I haven't seen anything since I've been here, but it is kind of busy. But even though it's busy, let me say, it's not packed. It's not crowded. It's busy, meaning, the trails, if you're on a popular trail, which all these appear to be, there's probably an hour that goes by when there's some quietness or some, undisturbed time throughout the day. Like on this weekend where it's really nice like today, there's probably people always walking down these trails. Although, Mother Nature's doing her best to keep them covered. Everything's growing over. And I'm definitely the first because I feel like Peter Parker right now. Oh, my gosh. When I come out here and I enjoy the air being filtered through their leaves. I know my camera doesn't do it justice. Got some chipmunk action, squirrel action, something. Startled. I think I startled something. And in turn, it startled me. Mr. Squirrel, don't startle me. I just drink my coffee. I've got to go 7 miles. So I can hear some vehicular traffic kind of down in that clearing there. I don't know what's down there. Well, that's silly, right? I don't know what's down there, but I hear vehicles. I would imagine, therefore, it's probably a road. You want to look both ways. And we're going to cross. Whoever painted this, man, look. There's a painting there. There's one further down. You guys can't see it. The angle's wrong. One there, one there, one there. They do not want you to miss the trail. Do not. And I do believe this is where we start climbing up onto that ridge. Probably 100 foot. Get our heart thumping. Because that's what it does, Get that fuel pump going, get that oxygen to your muscles. All right, into the woods, into the woods. So for like 2 minutes, I had no cobwebs on me. Waiting for the sun. Aw, it was a baby robin. Still is, but I don't know where it's at now, so it doesn't exist no more. believe we've made it to the old township road. No ATVs, buddy. Backpack trail. Post seen better days, but look at this. This is the old township road. You can see it's kind of cut into, there's a bank over there. But Mother Nature, she is always pursuing expansion. Maybe more so than humans, eh? She's taking it back pretty quick. Good morning. All right, well, we climbed up the township road, and wasn't a real steep climb, but as I said, got the old heart pumping and the old sweats are turned on. So I'm glad that I went ahead and drank the water last night. I was trying to conserve it first because I didn't want to have to use the drinking water here. Someone said it didn't taste all that well, but well, distasting water and dealing with dehydration are not the same thing. If you ever have to choose between the taste of water and being even slightly dehydrated, especially if you have a long trip where you're going to be driving home, drink the damn water. But yeah, it's just awesome. I haven't seen anybody been on trail for almost an hour now. I haven't seen anybody yet, so that's cool. Saw the one deer, lots of birds and squirrels, lots of chipmunks. I think we're still on the road here. You can see there's a bank back here, but it's hard to tell. This has been managed for some time now, so things, you know, could have been done 2 decades ago and it would look old, especially when it's just mounds of dirt moved around. Got some tree fall up here we gotta get through. And who knows, that could have recently come down. It doesn't look like it's, you know, the wood's not. We're going under it here today, folks. Anyway, so the wood's not stained from being out in the sun. Or bleached, I guess would be the word. So, it may have just happened recently. Rangers haven't gotten here, because they definitely bring saws out. I've gone across plenty chopped wood, so including things the size of your wrist. So they do tend to the trails. Now they're not out here weed whacking, but they do cut down larger obstacles. All right, point V. We have one more point to go. It's on the trail. We ended and started at point X. Originally planned to start at point A, but I guess I didn't pay enough attention. Pay attention, it's on the map. Oh, look at those flowers. Let's have a little bit of pink to them. And they're happy, as you can see. She's finally up in the sky high enough to start hitting the forest. So, I know you saw my meal last night, and I packed light, knowing that I was the only person out here just for a night, and just for a couple, you know, essentially 8-9 miles. So I had I always bring a couple I buy those dollar boxes of candy. So I like to buy Nerds and bottle caps. And I just put them in a baggie and shake them up. And that's kind of my sugar, when I need real kick started. And then I fell in love with this tropical trail mix. So it's got like dehydrated mangoes and pineapple, bananas, some almonds, raisins. I like that. I failed to bring, so I brought a little bit of that in a baggie. I bought those on the way down and just broke them down in my car, threw the rest in the trunk. I should have bought something with salt in it, pickles, olives, and I thought about it, and you know what I saw is they got these little single serve like olives, like what applesauce comes in, but it was expensive. You get like 6 little single servings for the same price that you would get a big jar. So next time, that bad boy got mangled, twisted around in a windstorm or something, or part of it rotted off and fell, and the other part couldn't hold the tree. Anyways, next time I will get olives from home, put them in a baggie. For an overnight trip, they would be fine. They would last, I think, just fine. And I usually bring like wheat thins or something, and I just spaced out. So I snagged one of my wife's blueberry waffles, Stinger waffles, I believe. That's what I had for breakfast this morning. I didn't have enough water for my oatmeal, which is fine. I elected to save the water for drinking. I didn't necessarily need the oatmeal. I just ate some of the tropical mix. Here you go. Ate some of the tropical mix. And that waffle for breakfast, because I had saved water in my cantina for coffee and breakfast, but I didn't save enough, so I had to choose, and I thought I'd have coffee. All right, so this is Irish Ridge, as you can see, and would be why we didn't see much traffic on it. And we just simply cross over it and dip right back into the woods. All right. There's W. All right. Last section before the parking lot. Making decent time. Nice blue sky. I don't know if you guys can see that. But they're calling for rain this afternoon. Possible rain. But right now, I'm just absorbing the energy Mother Nature's putting out here, because it's nice. Then I might absorb some energy from McDonald's. Get me a biscuit. I don't know where the closest restaurant is, but I could go for a coffee with a bit of sugar and a hash brown. I don't think they have a Waffle House, but if they did, I might stop at Waffle House. Anyways, maybe I'm a bit premature in talking about my breakfast. My second breakfast. Alright, I'm gonna put you guys back in my pocket. No, don't scream. It's not gonna hurt you. I'll just put you in my pocket. Alright, you're good now. Oh boy. Can you see Mr. Toad? Right there. Hi, Mr. Toad. Oh, low bridge. Look at that. Mr. Tick crawling up my leg. Go back where you're from, Mr. Tick. That's not why I stopped here. Can you hear that? I'm sure it's some kind of frog, but it sounds like ice on a lake. When it cracks, you get the bing. Okay, so I just came through that little stream trying to find this trail, and this is by far the most challenging part, because this ravine, you have to go through it, and right back there, part of it was washed out, so there was no good trail. So I'm going to try to cross here and get back up here to the trail. Oh shit, excuse my language. Alright, that trail is washed out there. We're back on it. That was a bit of work there. When I was walking in a little stream, that was cool. You can see over here now, there's some big rocks. Let's see, I'll zoom in. See them along that? Well, down there in that creek back there, it went from a sandy bottom to a solid stone that was wider than the whole riverbed. So the water went from rippling through sand to hitting like a water slide. It was pretty cool. But unfortunately, it was too slick for me to try to get my phone out. I didn't want to end up falling, twisting an ankle, hurting myself. This is neat. Little cavern type area. Yeah, this is the second time that I have seen Mr. Turtle. Not him, not this guy, but a turtle. You show us your trap door, you're gonna close, you're gonna bite me. Alright, we'll leave him be. Alright, well, this side of the west loop, so this would be the western part of the west loop, V, W, and X, is definitely more challenging than X, K, M, O, all that. This has been much more overgrown. Had some washouts, definitely had some blowdowns. But I think I'm getting close. I just heard my first bit. I came around a corner, I could hear road traffic relatively close. So I think I'm starting to get towards the end of this loop here. And there's kind of like this little marshy meadow. And it's kind of neat because it butts right up against these cliffs on this side. Maybe the same thing over there. I don't know. I can't see all the way over. But tons of frogs and toads. Oh, actually, I can see the road right here. The road's coming up. It's in the woods here. Well, obviously it's in the woods. It's in the middle of the park. All right. Well, made it. First solo backpacking trip. Couldn't have gone any better. Beautiful weather. Didn't have to use my tarp. Didn't see anybody this morning. So I did say 7 miles this morning. I didn't see one person, except for those two gentlemen that are just now getting in their car leaving. I just saw them as I got out to the last section of this is on the road, just maybe a quarter mile. I saw those folks, that was it. But other than that, alright, I told you guys to remind me and you did, so we're going to come around the corner here and you will see the Hope Iron Furnace. So, 1854, they're making iron out here. high quality iron at that. And this is a big, these are big racks. I mean,